Welcome to the 2022 NXL Golden State Open here at Capitol Edge Paintball Park, a little outside of Sacramento, California. I'm Matty Marshall up here with Rich Telford, fourth stop on the tour this year. This is an important event. Yes, it's an open, it's a minor, but after this event, we're really going to know who's at the bottom end, who's looking at relegation, and who is going to be searching for that series title. Also, it's a blind layout, so all the teams are out here walking this field yesterday, trying to figure out the angles, the strategy, the tactic, and see what's going to work out here. Also, on center court, we are going to be seeing some of the semi-pro teams as well, and that's how we're going to start it out today. It's going to be Austin Notorious taking on Carolina Crisis. These teams have battled the past couple years for dominance in the semi-pro division, and also Distortion and CEP. Rich, how you feeling this morning?
Cold, tired, a little cranky. I'm feeling good. I'm excited to watch the paintball.
You were like kind of a little chipper for you. You know what I'm saying?
For me, I'm definitely
in the
chipper.
morning.
Yeah.
A little chipper.
I'm excited. I like to get to watch some of these divisional guys. Like it always gives me a good sample of what's coming up in the future.
Well, and that's because that's the question, right? Is every year one team goes down, one team comes up. Who is it going to be this year with a couple more events to play, and which is why these teams have made the trip out to this open to hopefully have a really good showing and start catapulting up those rankings and have a chance to go pro in 2023. We've seen good things out of Notorious and Crisis before. Kind of really tough to call in this one.
Yeah, we've seen this matchup many times.
Yeah,
they're obviously
and with the layout,
teams.
right? It's what do you think about this layout, Rich?
I think I love the blind layouts. I think this blind layout might not play. We'll see how it plays, but it's almost like there's two distinctive fields. There's a really, really strong back line, which we don't usually have. Yep. And then there's about 65 bunkers at the 50-yard line. So I
thought it was 75.
I didn't count them all, but it looks like there's a lot of bunkers out there. So you're going to have some teams that I think that are going to sit back in the back line and try to play slow, methodical, and I think you have some teams that are going to load up 4 or 5 guys on the 50 and try to get wild. So
I think it's a really accurate breakdown. Talking to most of the teams and players out here yesterday when everyone was walking the field.
Well, I used to play.
I heard.
Yeah.
I did hear that you used to play.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was a long time ago.
It was so long ago that memory gets a little rusty.
We shot rocks. We didn't use paintballs.
You guys got rocks?
We're not soft like you guys.
Yeah, apparently. So yeah, tough to call on this one as far as a favorite, just because of this blind layout. I don't really know playing style wise.
I saw some new guys on Notorious that I haven't seen before either, so I don't know if they have some new guys on the roster or.
Yeah, I mean their starting line. I talked to Ryan Gray, their coach. Texas Storm coach, ex-Packer coach. I mean, Ryan's been in the game for a long time.
He used to shoot rocks.
Player for back in the day. Yeah, his beard tells us he was shooting rocks back in the day. He's a gray beard like us. But yeah, Ryan feels pretty confident about his boys, but their roster is
Grayson's coming this way.
Pretty standard, and they picked up Grayson Gladstone for this one.
Good pickup. See if Grayson can be the first guy to get out this way.
Jumping into this first point here, split screen. Breakout, Notorious in the white, starting on the red side. Looks like
Grayson,
they're losing 2 bodies quick here.
2 bodies on both on this side of the field, Matty. So only 3 players left alive for Texas.
Well, they do a desperation run outside wide to make it to a pretty crucial bunker here. At the back bunker on the X side.
One of the best defensive bunkers on the field.
Which, we could call it the snake side, but we're going to be calling it the X side because there is a giant X over here.
And there's no snakes, so it makes more sense.
Yeah.
So 5-on-2 advantage here for Carolina Crisis in this first point, Matt. I mean, Notorious really struggled after losing the first 2 guys in the break. Obviously, it's playing 3-on-5 is tough. Now they're playing 2-on-5. That's even tougher. Marky Franz getting shot in the pack across the field.
Yeah.
Only 1 player left alive. He's in the X corner.
Yeah, this player did make a good run to get out wide here. Oh, and it eats up a body, so that's kind of a tough death here for Crisis. You don't want to be walking off. Adams walking off in a 5-on-1. Getting shot down the sideline. It's not going to matter, though, as Summers was still alive over here, and pretty much everyone else was still alive.
Everybody else.
And everyone else, yeah. No, that was a solid, just started with that break. You get 2 kills on the break, go 5-on-3. Do we see 5-on-3s pulled off every tournament? Of course. It still just makes it very difficult. But that's kind of the question, right, is that how much of a bloodbath is it going to be to start things out in the beginning of these points? That's a question that even though we just saw 2 bodies come off from one side, I just don't know if that's going to be a trend out here. Because talking to all the teams and coaches, no one really had a solid, concrete answer for me.
It was a weird breakout, too, because Grayson got bounced going to that tower, checks the bounce, and then gets caught in the goggles on his first look. So I was like, that's double bad luck. And at the same time, the guy in front of him was walking out, and I was like, oh, that's like triple bad luck.
Yeah, so they're going to have to shake that one off, and we're going to reset here. Chicago Distortion, CEP, coming out to play this next one here.
20 seconds.
CP starting from the blue side. Distortion there on your screen.
Yeah, it's kind of fun watching these first few points because obviously all the assumptions that we've made on this field, what we think is going to happen, now we get to figure out whether or not it's actually going to happen. The first assumption was correct. It's hard to get out.
Jumping into this first point here, Distortion and CEP. Looks like a pretty solid break, at least initially, for both squads. Running referee coming out, checking a player for CEP in the backfield. Looks like he's going to be taking the walk. 4-on-5 situation. CEP losing their back player from the V side, the top side of the field.
And Distortion taking good real estate on the Dorito side, Matt, getting all the way to that Dorito 3 and attacking over here in the X as well. So Distortion with 2 players in the 50, CEP with 2 players in the 50s, but down 1 body.
Distortion got to be the favorite in this one, sitting at 5th overall. CEP down at 11th overall. And Distortion playing the aggressor here slightly in the X. He's at that 50-yard line, looking towards that V side.
Yeah, but he's got 2 guys within striking distance, Matty, and I think once they find that he's there, someone's going to go get him. Oh, good cross shot there.
Yeah, nice shot by CEP to get a shot on a Distortion player, attacking on that D side, that V side. It's going to force a little tactical retreat here as Distortion's going to get to the outside in the X.
That was probably a really good retreat there because if they'd have found him there, one of those 2 guys would have caught him.
Yeah, he was about to get stabbed.
Yep.
Now he has a little bit more of a defensible position as Distortion repositions, getting to the tower, D side.
Yeah, I think they know he's in there. They're just not sure exactly where he's in there. It's so easy to lose bodies in these big structures like this.
Yeah, like you said, there's 65 giant bunkers in the middle of the field. There's really, it's more, yeah, you can count those V's as the middle of the field. Here comes a move. CEP going to run down. Takes out, is that Dave Haber? That is Dave Haber playing for Distortion.
Haber taking the walk. He got up there early, but then kind of played defensively. Maybe should have looked to go get one of the guys in front of him.
Well, I liked that he, or maybe they should have had a body watching over him because.
Yeah, either way, right? I think it's a 2-on-2, Matty, or 2-on-3 maybe.
Definitely 2 bodies left alive for CEP, and they have some ground. I do not see a third.
I see 2 Distortion players. The tower. Oh, maybe there's a Distortion player in the far corner.
Yeah,
too. I can't block that by him.
Yeah, there's a body in the back corner bunker in the can.
The 3-on-3.
3-on-3. Yeah, so 3-on-3. As one of CEP players was, he was actually wrapped around. I like that actually. He was over there in the Doritos. He's in D4, wrapping around. He's in a good position. He's going to get a little help. CEP.
2 players at the 50.
Yeah, attacking to the 50s on both sides of the field, really putting the pinch on Distortion. Distortion going to lose that back player here, X side. And
this is another one of the things we were wondering, like, can you hold off from the back line if they've got 3 or 4 50 guys at the 50? A lot of guys said no. A lot of guys said yes. We're going to figure it out here.
I think it's also going to come down to personnel, right?
Yeah, it's going to come down to the team, right? You can't have the same conversation for impact as you have for some of the other teams.
Yeah, if you have 3 solid guys who are great shots and have the ability to cross it up from these back spots, I think we're going to see that a bit this weekend. Just, again, from preliminary walk in the field, it doesn't look like it's happening right now for Distortion as they lose their 4th body. That leaves just 1 body at the tower, and that is going to do it here.
And out of those 3 bunkers, Matty, the X corner, the Dorito corner, and that right tower over there, I think that the Dorito corner is going to get shot out the most. It's that can. And it's inset from the tape, so the guy can get to the wing and wrap, and then anybody on the X side wraps at you, and the 88 that at the same time you're walking.
You can kind of see it here on your screen as CEP going to get checked out for point number 1, looking for the thumbs up. Point is good. So, but yeah, on the left-hand side of your screen, as we're looking at that, we're calling it the V side, the D side. But the farther you go out, when you get to those little mini walls, those are the bunkers that are actually on the sideline, whereas the Doritos are in set. Now there's a pipe and the can's in set with but there's a straight up gunfighting just lane.
Yeah, it's a gunfighter field for sure.
This is definitely
at least on that side.
Field. Yeah, the one thing that after walking this field yesterday, I think we're going to look. It's paintball. We're going to see this at every event, but some more than others. I just think we're going to see a decent amount of lost gunfights out here that will decide things.
Yep.
Where both teams will, maybe it'll be 4-on-4, and then a couple guys will lose gunfights. It's such a gunfight heavy field. The back corner bunker on the X side can shoot everyone, but everyone can shoot at you. So it's a fortress back there a little bit. It's a turret, but
and because
you're going to be locked in a gunfight the whole time.
Yeah.
And then the same thing with a can. It's a little bit less. It's limited as far as shots are concerned. Some great wrap shots though. A lot of blind shots out here. These guys got to figure it out here on this blind layout. We'll see if Notorious can figure out a way to get 5 bodies out alive with that disastrous first break.
Carolina Crisis tries to take the corner on the X side and makes it out there, Matty. First people we've seen take on the break. Notorious is the same thing. 5-on-4 advantage here for Notorious. Shooting 1 Carolina Crisis player on the break.
Notorious also a little bit more gun dominant here to start out point number 2. It was a big move. A couple of them actually.
3.
Thomas getting into the 50-yard line here in the X. White also diving in. I think that was White.
And what I like about Thomas is he gets in there, Matt, and just starts shooting the lane. He doesn't wait for the guy to start playing paintball. He just starts shooting the lane where the guy from CEP the last game got there but didn't shoot his gun.
Yeah, that's why you got a decent amount of paint on you.
Don't carry it if you're not going to use it.
Yeah, it's not Europe. It's not limited paint. You carry out as much as you want. And if you get to a really good spot and no one's in that lane, might as well just start shooting it. Unfortunately for Thomas, a guy did take D3. I like this counterpunch from Crisis right now. Initially, they let Notorious take advantage of the initiative, but they are starting to take some decent spots. They have D2, D3. Also over here in one of the boxes, box 2.
Don't call it a juice box, man. I mean, I know you want to call it a juice box, but don't.
I'm a dad with a young kid,
yes.
So I don't really want to think about juice boxes right now.
No, for sure,
about
for sure.
I'm on like little paintball moment right now.
Man style weekend, right? Man style weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, hard wrap there from Notorious from the 50 on the X side, shooting across to that little Dorito. Carolina Crisis player is able to stay alive over there, but very tight. I like the fact that Notorious has 4 guys on this 50-yard line, and like we talked about, I think a lot of teams are going to kind of play that style of paintball.
Well, they were the ones that went first. They got to these spots, but now the question is, what do you do from these spots, right?
First thing you do is shoot out Dorito 3.
Yes.
He takes the walk. Now it's a 5-on-3, I believe.
And
5-on-2.
And this guy's about to die here in the tower. Oh,
he
gunfights his way to the back center.
He got caught going out there in the pack.
That leaves just Adams over here, number 24 for Crisis, and his time's going to be limited. Oh, he eats up one body.
Yeah, he shot a guy in the other tape, too.
He's about to get a back massage.
Right
Ooh, a neck massage. Okay.
It's going to get like that, huh?
Okay, FSU. Let's see how it is. A little early. A little early for the, you know what?
Ooh.
Hey, that kid woke up this morning and chose violence, Rich.
That's right. He chose violence.
Definitely could have shot Smith's pack. Did not. Just went right for the back of the head.
Right then.
Got to appreciate that, though, a little bit, even if you're, I think it was Smith in there.
Listen, I hate to see that kind of thing, but this is not a gentleman's sport. If you're soft, this is not the sport for you.
No.
Go play golf with Matt. Oh, sorry.
Hey, I did my time out there, man.
I did my time, bro. It's like Vietnam. I was in the tunnels, bro.
Getting flashbacks.
Distortion walking back out on the field.
Yeah, I was out there shooting rocks with you.
Oh, you mean J-ball?
Oh, God. Jesus. Yeah, I remember shooting some dude in Texas in his combat boot. 2 inches away. Watch that thing bounce off. Yes, do like the fragile paint. It's much more fun to play paintball with fragile paint. Shoot marbles. So 1-0 the score right now.
And so far the field's kind of playing the way we thought it was going to play.
I just got a little info here from Vince Cunningham of Let's Talk Paintball, our host for the semi-pro field when we're at the majors. He's telling me that Distortion picked up CJ Shamber from Colorado Blitz, and CJ's played some pro paintball before.
Yeah, I saw him over there. Good pickup for sure.
Yeah, it's interesting at this event too, Rich, as the body walks off here early for Distortion.
Yeah, CEP had a hard bounce in the break.
Yeah, and then also with Dave Haber, former Outlaw player, on Distortion as well too. So a couple former pros here on Distortion trying to help Distortion improve upon this 5th place that they're currently sitting at. But see, Haber's in a pretty tough spot right now because his back players are getting pushed around. CEP is, okay, there we go. CEP was pushing Distortion around, but Distortion answers Haber with a little tactical retreat.
But what Haber did there, Matty, is he got to that same spot as he did last time, and instead of pumping that lane, he just sat there. The guy pushed all the way through the lane, and he just missed that opportunity. Yeah, that's 2 points in a row.
He ended up just getting shot trying to come around there. Everyone's still learning these angles, though.
Oh, yeah.
Nice move, though, on the V side there. Nice little cut through the center of that lane. Here for Distortion, he does not know that number 3 is still alive
neither
for
one
CEP,
of them.
though. Might be getting his pack clipped here.
See, he shoots that gap and catches that guy, man.
Yeah, he catches the second attacker, the 2 over there, but he does not know.
Oh, he's going to pay for it.
See, it's got the count. The count in all those big bunkers in the center of the field is going to be pretty crucial.
Yeah, for sure.
Because CEP was looking, if he had his gun up on that lane, he would have got a free kill, second one, but instead it cost him. But then 67 takes the walk right. Oh, a bloodbath point here. Do we got a no point?
And we got one player left alive.
One player left alive here for Distortion to tie this game up, and it's Wank. Yeah, Distortion has a decent amount of pros on their roster here.
Did Distortion pick up the gun?
This pretty much, it looks like a ton of guys from the Outlaw squad.
Yeah, Outlaw squad for sure.
Let's get a look at the roster. Yeah, Daniel's been around for a long time. Dave Haber, CJ Shamber, Michael Unger, Weinrob, Kevin Wank. That's a pretty stout roster.
That's a super stout roster for not being a pro roster.
Yeah. Well, got ourselves tie ball game here. Both games in this set. That's exactly what we like. Blowouts are boring, as you know, the ship has sailed on our playing career, except for some 10-man. Go play some 10-man.
Yeah.
You play 10-man until you're 80.
Sneak out in the woods, just shoot some people.
That's what I love about it. But yeah, just now purely as a fan, I want some good games today.
And the violence isn't terrible either.
Yeah. Like the guys are, it's getting started a little early out here, 7 o'clock a.m.
Maybe that's why he was angry. It's like, you know what? If I'm gonna get up at 7, I'm shooting someone in the neck.
It was funny. Some of the guys in the parking lot, like, man, it's cold. It was blazing high yesterday. I'm like, just give it some time, bro.
Yeah. Wait for it. Wait for it. Little back and forth. Notorious starting on the first side there where they lost their 2 players early. This time they break out with 3 guys over there, and again they lose. Grayson gets caught going to that tower. I think he saved Marky Franz, though. He took a couple balls for him, got Marky in there. So 4-on-5 advantage here early on for Carolina Crisis.
Man, I'm looking at the roster for Crisis. They have some solid names on this squad, but as far as, you know, paintball names, Maverick Honeycutt.
I like it.
That's like a baseball player from like the 20s right there.
Or jet fighter pilot.
Yeah, that's great. He is actually an extra in Top Gun 2. Yeah, so Notorious now on the red side here on your screen. And
4 live. Looking to push down the D side. Makes that first move into the V. Carolina also kind of pushing up on that D side a little bit over there in Dorito 1 and 2. Second guy fills in the back center to the tower. Notorious loses another player from that that Dorito corner, Matty. I think a lot of guys are going to get dinked out of that corner, man.
I think so, too. I think both corners, actually. But they are seductive, man. There's another body drop here for Crisis.
They are, Matt. Oh, yes, they are.
A little seductive out there.
So seductive.
Well, some guys are going to get a little gunfight happy being in those spots with a lot of people to shoot at. It's a little bit different, again, from that D-side can, as Notorious gets a body here on your screen.
Yeah, Notorious got two left alive, both on this side, Matty, the X, and then Mark Franz in that tower. Oh, they get the cross kill on Crisis. Crisis had a 3-on-2 advantage there, Matty. Lost it. Now it's 2-on-2.
B. White getting into a spot here for Notorious as a body had dropped from the D side. That V side gives him a little bit of room. Doesn't have to worry about that angle. You got to be careful over there, though. Is just a lot of bodies are going to get lost out here this weekend. But White feels pretty confident, White feels pretty confident with this, with the count, because he's playing it pretty loose in here. He's going to be very proactive. It's good to see. Proactivity is definitely going to be the word of the tournament for this X.
Yeah, reposition. It's almost like playing the mounds, right?
Absolutely.
You come up, you shoot, you better be somewhere else, so they're going to come get you.
Yeah, and also, because the count is going to be crucial, if you are proactive enough, you might trick some teams into thinking there's more than one body in there.
Yep. And look at this. We're going to see a cross shot here again, Matt.
Yeah, White has played pretty much every bit of this bunker. And does he get the free kill? Cross kill? He doesn't.
Sloppy White.
He misses that shot, but intelligently does a little retreat here to get back to the 50.
Exactly what we were just talking about. Reposition, so if they come and get him there, he's somewhere else.
I mean, other than missing that dude's entire body.
His full body.
He's been playing outstanding here in this X.
I haven't heard him talking at all to Mark, so I hope that they're communicating. We just can't hear it out there. But White's playing great, man.
White has played at every spot multiple times.
Unfortunately, I think he's going to gas himself the third point of the match.
Same thing.
Dude, I played 8 games out there.
I hope White's been working on his cardio, because he's looking crisp out here.
I hope he got some pasta last night. He's got plenty of carbs.
Well, as we've been looking at White, does he even have any teammates?
Mark's gone on to the D corner.
Oh, okay, all right.
So it's a 2-on-2.
Yeah, I'm a little blocked
as we get shot in the face. Yeah, I only know because I tracked the movement. Now he's moving back from the corner into that tower.
How much paint is on my face right now?
How much was on my face? Oh,
not that bad.
You got it way worse. Yeah, the microphone, the hat. You're dude.
You're all right.
I can't help you at all, friend. I'm sorry. Hey, anybody in the booth, if you can send up some paper towels for Matt's face, that'd be great. Oh, Matt just loves the game. He just gets in there. You know what I'm saying? Matt's just like in the game.
Well, as
look at that ball.
Shot.
That's the ball that got you right there. Stuck in the net. You see it?
Oh, I see. I do see it. Yeah, so White does have Marky Franz in the back corner.
2-on-2. 1-to-1 here, so nobody wants to make a mistake, obviously. Put themselves in a tough position. Oh, White goes forward now, gets onto Carolina's side of the field, but again, misses his shot on the cross Dorito. Repositions smartly. So White's playing really, really well, Mike.
Yeah, I really like what we're seeing out of White. I'm just wondering if he's going to gas himself out because, I mean, he's probably expended 1,000 calories at this point alone.
He's going to go in there, Ryan, I need to set the next point. No, you need to play again. You're playing amazing.
That was awesome. Get back out there,
That's
kid.
all I got, Coach.
Yeah, White, it was a Texas event 2 years ago, I believe. But remember, he was injured and he sat up there with us on crutches for the majority. He was a good guy.
Good dude, yeah.
Yeah, really good guy. And I'd heard a lot of good things about him.
That guy in the Doritos a terrible shot. Or he hates you.
Yeah. Hey, man, try to shoot the guys on the field.
Yeah, they're about 20 feet lower than we are. So if you can bring that down a little, just dial that in.
What's the thread count on this netting? Should we ask Dave?
Dude.
I'm going to put my sunglasses back.
Literally, that little square right there saved your face.
People always ask me, Maddie, why it's cloudy out. Why are you wearing your sunglasses? This exact reason.
Because I want to see in the future. I want to watch my kid graduate college.
And White makes move number 875.
In the same point. And the whole time, Mark's just sitting in the back watching him. Yeah. White, kill those guys. White, kill those guys.
If you were lazy and didn't want to come to the field early, totally understandable. Rewatch this point. Rewatch this point, and just watch exactly how White has played this. Just for paintball's sake, I hope White shoots this. Look, Crisis, love you guys, but just how much effort.
Do something with your face, please.
I know, I'm just covered in paint. But how much work that White has put in, he deserves to win this point.
Yes and no.
There's no
yes
such
and
thing.
no.
There's no such thing. Yeah, because he missed.
Hear me
missed
out, because he was ridiculous with that first shot.
Yeah.
That was the classic. How did I miss that, dude? You're like, you had broken paint, right? No. Your hopper was broken? No. Your gun was working. White, again, repositioning inside. And the whole time that he's repositioned, the two Carolina Crisis guys have not moved.
What happened? I had white paint on mine.
Oh, sorry. Mark has moved 2 or 3 times. White has moved 7 times. The two Carolina Crisis guys refuse to move. They're crossed up in the corner and the Dorito 3, and they're like, hey, man, you can either come through this gap.
Because they think there's 8 guys in the X.
There's at least 4 guys in the X, okay? There's at least 4 guys in the X.
What is the count? Dude, I told you, there's just 2 bodies left alive. That is an impossibility. There's at least 4 guys in the X alone.
They started with 8 guys, dude, because there's 4 on the left and there's 3 or 4 on the right still, and I know we shot some dudes. And White's just like, I don't know where to go. I've gone everywhere.
He's like, I'm just gonna go right back to the 50 again. Yeah, it's only 5 minutes and 34 seconds left in this Glacier's age of time is ticked off here.
Maybe I know how to get this point over with. White. Okay, we've said your name enough. We've said your name enough. Kill somebody or die.
Commentator curse.
That's right.
Well, Marky Franz is throwing an anchor down. Just as I say that, though, he does take off and make his move up into the tower to try to get a little bit closer to White.
Well, yeah, and both the Carolina Crisis guys have been on White this whole time, so Marky's been able to reposition between the tower and the can, both on that D side to try to get a better angle. But at some point, you just got to take the initiative and be like, hey, let's giddy up. Let's go forward. There we go.
Or not, because it's tied 1-1, so I definitely don't want to make a mistake here, give the team the advantage, and the more time that ticks off the clock, the more important this point becomes.
Yeah. I think White's got the ball. I think he needs to go forward and just dial that shot in on that cross Dorito.
I'm surprised he's not winded yet because he has been.
Oh, he's winded for sure.
Doing combat yoga over here. For the past 10 minutes.
Takes a barrel dive in there. You can tell he's getting tired because he just core sampled it going over that beam.
Well, luckily we got some turf out here, so.
Yeah, White's going forward to try to get that cross shot on the Dorito again. Let's see if he can make it this time. He cannot. It was a much smaller shot this time, to be fair.
That guy's not giving him much. And from that, you don't have a lot from that angle unless it was like
unless you're standing up like the first point.
Yeah.
And, hey, good job. You got at least half of that off your face.
So, do my best here. As I'm trying to call this point, I had to grab a sock out of my backpack here.
White repositions again to the outside of the 50 here on the W. 2-on-2, 1-point game. 1-1 each, a little bit less than 4 minutes left in this match. Really slowing down here based on just the 2-on-2 and kind of the spread and also the points. Like, no one wants to make a mistake here, so no one's pushing the envelope. Everyone's kind of slow playing it. Certainly our longest point of the day so far. Either one of these teams that loses the next dude obviously is going to lose this point, and then that's going to leave them only so much time left in the match, and they're going to be down by a point. So either way, if I'm one of these two teams, I want to win or lose this next point here pretty quickly. Otherwise, you're not going to have any options.
Yeah, like we were just talking about, still 3:20 left, but the longer this point goes, the more important it becomes because if somehow another 2 minutes ticks off, then you're going to need that 1 point in a minute.
And the more likely White is to start cramping.
Yeah, somebody get him a banana, some water when he comes off. He's officially out of paint now.
Would somebody please tape his ankles? Yeah, and the nice thing for White, though, is he can stand on his feet like that. The Carolina guy's been hiding that Dorito the whole time, just curled up with those knees. He probably can't get up if he wanted to.
That is a good point. Yeah, I'm just wondering how deep is the roster here for Notorious, because White might need a breather after this one.
Rebreathing some cortisone shots. Well, him and Marky
He's
are
a
now
little
talking.
younger than you.
Yeah, him and Marky are talking. They're trying to figure it out. They know it's about 2:40 left. They know it's 1-1. They know it's 2-on-2. They know where the bodies are.
Yeah.
They just haven't figured out how to break the cross.
And look, White's been doing a great job up here. Marky Fran's been doing a great job for Notorious. But the two bodies for Carolina Crisis, even though they've been, they dug a trench out there and been hanging out in their spots, they've been doing a great job staying alive.
100%. They've been doing a great job showing, and they've also showed us that if you have to be in two spots to stay alive, that corner and that Dorito 3 are probably two of those two spots, and maybe that tower on that D side are the three spots you want to be in.
This is going to put this next match of Distortion and CEP in true X-Ball very quickly.
X-Ball in now. Only 2 minutes left in the match.
Yeah, just excellent survivability from everyone. These last 4 bodies out here for these two teams, as we're under 2 minutes to go. Did you see how much time was when this third point started?
Like 45 minutes, an hour, or something like that.
I think we've got a good old. This might be a 10-minute point
minimum. Yeah, I mean they've only played 2 points, and the first 2 points are pretty quick. So I would say at a minimum of 10 points, maybe 12. Here goes White forward again, repositioning for the 672 times. I like that. I like him going all the way forward and kind of taking the responsibility. As he does that, Mark releases on the Dorito side. Looks like they're going to trade.
I don't think that White saw that move, though.
Or the move from the Crisis guy going inside.
Well, he sees the Crisis body walk off, but I don't know if White knows that Marky was shot in that instance. Well, here comes Crisis.
Yeah, and he thinks there's still a guy in that corner for sure. Oh, he just got lucky. He just got lucky and saw the guy go. The guy didn't know he was here in the X.
Well, White also has got to be incredibly low on paint.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, and did he get this crossfield?
No,
he did not. So, so a tactical retreat here from White. White's going to go to try to protect this buzzer.
I think that's because he's out of paint. He's just going to guard the buzzer because he's out of paint.
Yeah.
See, that's what I was talking about earlier. If he gets shot now.
He's not looking for paint on the ground. That is, why did he look that way, though? As Crisis closed the gap, he's right by the buzzer, and he's going to get a shot in on White as White comes across. So, hey, man, I tip my hat in respect to White, but Carolina Crisis going to steal the point. Can't see who that is for Crisis.
Number 7, I think.
Yeah.
Man, White, good game, buddy. Good point there. A lot of good work there, White.
Yeah, and just a beautiful job, this last player here for Crisis.
Yeah, he just lost him, right? He lost him, got lucky, refound him. Good point for all those guys. All 4 of those guys.
I think it's Brannon. Beautiful job. Yeah, that is, Tommy Brannon, man. Awesome point. Great job. Head on a swivel as he moved up on that D side once Marky France came through and bunkered out his teammate. And then White, even though that's probably the most pro activity we're going to see out of anyone this weekend, in one of our very first points of the weekend, who knows? We got a lot of paintball to see. But, yeah, man, Brandon just outplayed him.
100%. Good read, good react, man.
And maybe White was completely out of paint. That could be
energy.
Yeah, true.
I mean, again, even there, he had to reposition 3 or 4 times to try to pull that point back.
Yeah. It's about as many moves as you can make bunker to bunker in a paintball point. So after a long wait, Distortion and CEP retake the field here. And CEP here on your screen, starting from the blue side.
Looks like a good breakout for both teams. Oh, CEP losing their first attacker on the X side, Matty.
And now diving Distortion, getting Haber. Haber traditionally, when he was playing for the Outlaws, one of those paintball cliches, and we used to joke about they should just let him start at the 50.
Yeah, he always gets there.
Unshootable, trying to get him into the trying to get him as he gets into the 50, but much more shootable once he's there.
Yeah. This time at least he got his gun up for a little bit on that inside cut before he goes to the outside. But I'd like, if I was coaching Hayward, I would say, hey, when you get there, just pump 2 pods through that gap over there for the first, 30 seconds, 40 seconds of the game and see if you get a kill, and if not, go to work on your tape. But that's another time that they pushed up through that gap over there on the Dorito side, and his gun is down.
Yeah, if Haber just stayed on that gap from D1 to D3.
A little more discipline.
For a little bit longer, probably would have shot that body, but CP now making moves, getting to the 50-yard line, pops up. Haber almost catches him.
Yeah.
He's going to retreat back to the wedge, crawl back, and then establish a lane of his own.
Good 4-on-5 battle here. Slight advantage for Distortion. Up by 1 body and have 1 more guy towards the 50. Oh, see if you make a big move.
Well, comes through, trades out with Haber.
3-on-4 now. Distortion's got one in that D corner, right?
Yeah, I was just going to say a little bit better field position here for CEP with a body at D4. Distortion must have recognized that as well as they send a body out to try to bunker him, but not able to get to him. Nice defense here from CEP.
3-on-3 now.
Well, good little combo of offense and defense. They get that body to D4, and then they protect him. So just perfectly executed here from CEP. It's going to give him a little bit of an advantage. They still have that body in D3. That's the best position on the field currently here. Who did he get clipped up trying to make it out wide? Oh, okay, so just as we're singing his praises, he makes a mistake here. They had 8 minutes and 10 seconds to work with. Did not need to make that move right then.
Distortion now moving out of the back center to the tower on this side of the field. CEP with the tower on this side and the corner on the D side. So 2 players for CEP, 1 on both sides of the field. Distortion with a little bit better of a spread. 3 players live, 2 in the towers, 1 in the juice box. I hate to say it because it's really early on, and I definitely don't want to jinx us, but it seems like it's kind of slowing down a little bit after those first few points.
Yeah, I also think that just because I love the layout that our commissioner Jason has brought us again. He's been doing such a great job. Another body dropping for CP, this time out of his spot from that tower, and that's going to blow the side completely open. Yeah. Kevin Wayne gets up on his toes and starts running forward. That's lucky not to get a penalty over there. Yeah. There for number 3 for CEP. So Distortion making relatively quick work here of CEP. It just kind of came down to that mistake that their player made from D3. That was kind of the that started the
catalyst,
fall for him at that point. But yeah, it is, you know, it is, yeah, it's slowing down a touch. I think obviously they were waiting it heavily on that 10-minute point that we just saw, but everyone's still figuring this field out.
White could have just sucked the energy out of everybody. Yeah, I mean they're trying to figure it out, but also you know it's a really close. Both these matches are really close, so no one's looking to make a mistake.
Totally.
And they're just have no idea what's going to go on with the field. They're getting the first looks.
CP going to not concede the point yet, content to burn a little bit of this clock off here as the Distortion players are just chilling over there waiting for the concession, and then finally CEP decides to blow the horn. Distortion going to take a 2-point lead. So now Notorious is in a tough spot. Not a lot of time left. They're down by 1.
Yeah.
So we are going to, I think we're going to just have to see a good old-fashioned reckless and staggered attack here.
And I mean, that's a combination of mistakes, right? Like the Notorious guys saw the clock. They knew what was going on. The coach saw the clock, knew what was going on. And no one made a decision like, hey, listen, let's leave ourselves 2 minutes or a minute and a half or whatever that number is so that if we lose this point, we still have a chance to come back. Yeah. Only leaving themselves, you know, what do they have, 30 seconds left, 45 seconds, something like a minute?
I think it's a little less than a minute, maybe 50-ish seconds left.
Puts them in a really tough, they have to win the breakout, basically.
Yeah, so, and I agree with you. When you're in that situation and you have a close game and time is ticking off the clock, if you want to make that big move, obviously this is completely contingent on the situation, but you want to ideally do that around 2 minutes.
Yep.
Because then when the chaos sets in, and if you do win or lose that point, then you get to have a legit amount of time to have a regular game plan.
And every team's different, right?
Yeah.
Like timing-wise, some teams probably need 2 minutes, some teams need 30 seconds, right? Yeah. Houston Heat doesn't need the same amount of time as somebody else.
Absolutely. But you want to have a good old-fashioned regular game plan, so because it's just much more risky to go with a hyper-offensive game plan. So yeah, they have 43 seconds left on the starter one.
Grayson survives the break, but he loses his outside player again, so Notorious down 1 body here early. Mighty 5-on-4 advantage for Carolina Crisis, up by 1 point, 5 bodies alive. Grayson Goff is over here in the X trying to get down. Sorry, Gladstone.
I was going to say, I think Grayson Goff's trading stocks right now in Texas somewhere. But Grayson Gladstone's definitely here. He's having some problems with his gun, though. Not an ideal time for that to happen with just 16 seconds left.
Well, he's struggling with this match. Got shot the first 2 points on the break. Now he gets to a key bunker and can't get a lot of pain out of his gun.
Well, he's got his gun back up and working, but you got to die on your sword right now as there's only six seconds left. There's still 4 bodies left alive. Notorious just need to try to put a guy in and make a move.
Yeah.
The cardinal sin of paintball is to be alive in your spot when the time expires when you're down by 1, and there was still at least 1 body left alive for Notorious.
Yeah, 3. And thank you for saying that, because when we do clinics and stuff, man, we just pound that home, and the guys are like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, man. I've been lumped up a lot of times doing this drill, you know, going into 3 bodies all by myself. Not fun, but that's just the way you do it, man."
Hey, you never know. Maybe you shoot every 1 ball hits your opponent, guy gets a major. You have no idea. But
1 out of every
give it a
50
shot,
times it works.
If you're down by 3, hey man, totally different story. But if you're down by 1, the cardinal sin of paintball is to be alive in your spot when time expires, and there was at least 2 bodies left alive for Notorious.
Yeah, just watching the game.
That's not ideal. That's not how it's supposed to be.
Not the guy. So, that's not what you want to stack your team with.
That's a frustrating loss here for Notorious.
For sure. And Carolina Crisis, you know, that's a good momentum swing. That point that they won was huge, obviously, because they were down on bodies, pulled it back off, and then they come back out and hold it, win that match. It's going to give them good momentum going forward, whereas Notorious has now got to go back and scratch their heads and be like, hey, man, we blew that first match.
Yeah, at least for Notorious, it's only a 1-point loss.
Yeah. No,
so the spread's not bad, but...
Make that corner again.
Well, still 6 minutes and 32 seconds left here in the Distortion CEP match. Distortion on the blue side, and Haber just, again, has no problem at all making it to the 50. He's going to go the inside route to the outside, though.
I think you nailed it on the head, though. I love how Haber gets there every time. I just don't like what he does when he gets there. He puts his gun down. He doesn't shoot the gap. He's not playing kind of team paintball. He's kind of playing individual paintball, I think.
Well, I don't mind. I like that I like his proactivity. I feel that this specific bunker set in this X, you got to be proactive. But you know what I really like, though, is if you get to that 50 and no one's in D3, zone up on that lane.
Just pump it.
It's one of the best shots on the field.
Yeah, just pump it.
Well, here comes the push from CEP. CEP is playing very aggressive. I like
Haber
to see this out of him.
ate that guy up.
Yeah. But oh, look at this. They try to attack on Haber, so a body comes off. They try to go get Haber. That guy dies. Haber gets the free kill inside because they had no idea that he had made the move outside wide. So
Haber did lose the player behind him, though, Matty.
Yeah, so Haber's on an island right now, and then he gets shot cross field as the push coming from CEP. CEP is playing very aggressive out here on this field.
Yeah, they are. And they're going to tie this match up with a little bit more than 5 minutes left.
Unger, Haber out there, and they both take the walk as CEP runs in, stomps on that buzzer, and getting checked out by the ref to try to tie this one up here. About to be 2-2.
Man, I like the way Haber's getting in that. He's going. You know, he's got like 2 or 3 different ways to get in there, and I haven't even seen him take a bounce yet. I just like him to get his gun up a little bit earlier, be a little more proactive.
He's real fast. He's real athletic. He's hyper aggressive, and yeah, he was one of those guys that when he first got on the Outlaws, he was so good at being at the 50 all the time, just omnipresent in there.
Mr. 50.
But because he was a newer player, the knock was, okay, over battle.
Get shot out when he gets there.
He'd get there, he'd over battle, get dinked out, that type of thing. So just and we always were looking for his survivability to increase. He did a really good job in that specific point. It's just everyone died around him. And CEP blew it open from that top side, calling that the V side or the D side.
Yeah, when so they attacked through the middle, he got caught.
Yeah.
They attacked down here, he got caught, and the third guy gets. I mean, CEP was on full attack, man.
It's been kind of impressive.
Yeah.
CEP has been playing, you know, Distortion. The guys they picked up from the Outlaws, those guys are all pretty aggressive players, and CEP is easily matching Distortion right now on the aggression, and that's another thing with this layout is we didn't really know how aggressive it would be. I do think that when we see, you know, let's say a team like Level, right, or the ML Kings, those teams, they're aggressive, young, up-and-coming squads. They're most likely going to be pushing the issue on this one.
Well, and that's their advantage, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You don't want to go play Dynasty and be like, hey, let's play a more technical game than Dynasty. Hey, let's outthink these guys.
Guys, 5 alive, 5 alive. Everyone just, you know, gunfight from your spot.
Just communicate and stay alive.
We're going to play our ball and work them out. Yeah,
read and react, guys. Read and react.
Probably not going to happen. So, yeah, no, it's got to play your strengths, and just like what we're seeing out of actually both Distortion and CEP, like the way they're playing this field, and but we are watching, which we're going to continue to see most of today probably, though, is that guys are going to be making small mistakes out there because this is a blind layout.
I think we'll see it today and tomorrow.
70 reps in 2 weekends out here to work with.
Yeah, and in a match, you know, maybe because you don't play every point, right? And maybe the match is a 4 or 5 point match. You only might get 2 or 3 points on your first match. So the second or third time,
3 for Crisis. And
so
Notorious.
the second or third match, you might have only had 2 or 3 looks on this field, and you're just like, dude, I'm still figuring this stuff out.
Yeah. But it's just, I like the blind layout.
I love it.
We get to watch in real time how the best paintball players in the world, how they figure it out, how they're adjusting game plans.
I was talking to Jason this morning about what you were saying yesterday about the evolution. Like, usually the evolution happens in practice, and we don't get to see it.
Yeah.
We get to see the full evolution of a team, a top team and a bottom team come to this field, play their first game, scratch their head, and little by little make those adjustments, and we get to see it the whole time.
It's also interesting because some guys love it and some guys hate it.
Oh, yeah.
Some guys love the...
Harris is like, I can't play no layouts. And I was like, but nobody has an advantage or disadvantage. No, I like to play a lot of plays.
I was hanging out with the Level guys out here when we were walking the field yesterday, and they were in a legit argument. So Danny Schonauer likes to play the field, whereas Weber doesn't. And he likes the blind layouts. So they were going back and forth and arguing.
And they probably both have valid points, right?
Yeah.
For their perspective.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue it either way, right? It's just, but again, just as a fan, it's fun to watch the evolution of the strategy and how the field is played happen in real time as the tournament progresses.
And I feel like there's not a big step, but you get less repetitiveness,
Well,
right?
yeah, because typically it's 90 to 95% done by the time we get to a tournament
100%.
because the teams have had 2 weekends to work with on the layout.
Minimum,
A whole
right?
bad start here for CEP, and that messes their game plan up. That guy's forced to just stop at the start station and try to stay alive there. He does, though, but they do not shoot anybody, and they don't take as much ground as they were trying to take. So that allows Haber to get right back to, well, I don't think that was why the reason that Haber got to the 50, because he's been getting there no problem. Haber now going to do his thing where he goes to the 50 and goes out wide here.
Yeah, I love Haber's consistency. So far, I mean, we've only seen 4 teams out here, but he's the guy right now that's getting to this 50 the most.
Well, we're in .5, and he's been in here 5 times.
2 CEP players taking the walk, Matty.
Yeah, Haber passed the 50.
Ooh, he touches the bunker, though. He hits the bunker 3 times. Got to be careful about hitting that bunker and letting him know that he's there.
I don't think anyone picked it up, though.
They didn't. The guy right in front of him has no idea. Hits the bunker again.
You want to be about an inch off that bunker, ideally. And so Haber's going to lock down that lane. I don't think he knows there's a body in D1.
Nope, or the guy in front of him.
Yeah, the way he's playing this, he doesn't seem to know that body's in D1. Going to get a free kill, though.
Ooh, lucky that guy didn't pull the trigger.
I mean, the guy got blasted. What was he? For a second, I'm like, is he really going to pull his gun up and try to shoot Haber?
I think he time warped him.
Got shot 15 times.
He got caught in a time warp there. He's like, wait a minute. Everything just slowed way down for me. Am I just standing here getting blasted?
Yeah.
I should shoot this guy.
He got shot so many times, he blacked out for a second.
I like the way Haber's playing this game, constantly pushing that gun. Now he's got a second kill across in the Dorito. He knows the guy's filling out the corner, sees that guy fill out there, checks inside. He's still got one in the back center, one in the corner.
Another body coming off here for CEP from the back bunker on the D side.
2-on-5 advantage here for Distortion.
Yeah, Distortion flooding bodies up on that D side. They're at the 50 and past it here. With Haber still alive.
Yep, gonna win this point with a little bit more than 3:30 left. Gonna be a 1-point match with 3:30 left. Off of Dave Haber there, pushing hard on the X side of the field.
Yeah, when he gets in there and stays alive, it is just such a boost to the squad.
Yep.
Because you know what though, the guys behind him are also doing a good job of trying to shoot over his head and protect him. And then he kept his wits about him enough to get his gun up quickly and get that free kill on the guy running, because that guy did not know that he was
Now it'll be interesting to see if Distortion, with their 1-point lead, tries to spread the field and play the back 5, or play offense like they just did.
I think that, as on most fields, if you are going to play defense, you need to take a low ground first.
Yeah, D3,
what
one of
ground
the juice
to take?
boxes.
Yeah, I was going to say, but what ground to take? That is still up for debate.
The big question is, do you go to the X corner or do you go to the X juice box, right? Because some people think it's easier to make the juice box on the break. Some people think it's easier to make the corner on the break. But the real difference is if they shoot for the corner and you go to the corner, you might get shot. But if they're shooting for the juice box and you go to the corner, you're okay.
Well, if you've been going to the X every single point, then going out wide probably is not a bad move.
I agree 100%.
Because that guy's
Set that trap.
Yeah, that guy's probably going to make it. Because I mean, if a guy's ran 5 times the X, you have to respect that. It's like, you know, if you're in a boxing match and that dude is just getting the hook in on you, you have to be moving away from that.
If he's got a good jab, you better get that head off the center line.
Same thing here. You know, if you got Haber running 5 times in a row the X, you have to respect that. You have to put a gun that way. Just they have had 0% chance of shooting him so far because he's been running quick routes low.
Or do you just give up? Like, listen,
just call it.
We keep trying to shoot that dude. No one's shooting. Let's shoot somebody else.
Yeah.
Let's shoot everybody around him.
He's going to be in the X.
Assume it.
Let's just shoot 2 guys off the D side.
Snake is hot, guys.
Yeah.
Snake is hot.
Yeah, and if you're just joining us, thank you guys so much for joining us here at the Golden State Open. It's a little chilly out here this morning, but we're really appreciative of that because it's going to be really hot this afternoon.
Matt's next to me in 4 layers, talking about how chilly it is, and I'm up here nippling it out.
Well, you know, you're from up here, so
yeah,
I would have thought that...
It's going to be a little warmer. I've been here the last couple of days, and in the morning it's been toasty. So I saw everybody putting their hoodies on this morning. I thought, those guys are stupid. Hoodies, it's going to be like 600 degrees out there.
Well, I am headed up to Tahoe after this, so I have some more clothes, but they're in my car in the parking lot, Rich. So I could help you out, but I can't help you out.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So you're just going to have to cross your arms.
I'll tough it out.
For a
I'll
little
toughen
bit.
it out. And again, if you guys want to hang out with Matty, he'll be in Tahoe this week.
The ML Kings guys, I think, they're debating between Tahoe and San Francisco.
So last year, Art did a trip after this trip.
Our
camera guy, Art,
and filmmaker Art.
With his brother. And so this year, he's doing it again. And I was like, dude, you should have told us. So next year, we're going to rally and go after the California event. We're all going to go Yosemite or to the coast or something.
Yes, and you invited me yesterday to that. I wish I could go, but this is the time where I'd go to do a family trip.
Yeah.
I'll be
Honestly,
handing my child juice boxes.
The invitation was mostly just like me being nice.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
I know you have commitments.
Yeah. Unlike your kids are grown.
My kids are.
Mine are not.
So when we get off the mic, I have a great story about my youngest daughter for you. You're gonna love.
Yeah, she's not quite grown yet, so she's probably going to be a funny story. So
Yeah.
we got 1 point spread here. Is you know what though? This game's not over. There's not a lot of time left. But the way that CEP's been playing, I mean, not easily, but in some universe they come back and win this one because I really like the aggression we're seeing. They just need to tighten up the survivability a touch.
Yeah. They need to survive the break, right? When they get out there with 5 bodies, they do pretty well. When they lose a body early, they lose a little bit of offense.
And they're not matching Distortion in the X.
No,
they're
for
just
sure.
letting Haber. Now they've shot Haber out of that spot, and they have been counterpunching over here, but
They just need to go get Haber off the field.
yeah. But the issue is that it's okay. Yeah, Distortion 1 point lead, but they keep running. They start the offense over here. I like how they're closing it on the D side as well too, but they're just a little bit more consistent on the offense and. That's kind of why it's sitting the way it is. But it's just, again, super close. Looks like we got a little technical timeout as the break clock is stopped at 27 seconds. Is looking at CEP, former pro squad, Chattanooga CEP,
Where are they from?
the Midwest. And good to see him back. And then Distortion loading up with some former pro players.
Yeah, why
Outlaws.
not pick up a whole pro team?
Yeah, the guys have been grinding for the past 5 years-ish.
White's sitting down there behind us. He looks like he had a rough match for 3 points.
Yeah, he gets an A.
He had about 17, 18 points in that 3 points.
He just needed to bring one more pot out is what he needed. Yeah, that's just another situation. I mean, when it's a long 10-minute point and you're just going back and forth, it's kind of tough not to shoot through your pack, but you really should never, ever shoot through all of your paintballs.
No.
I mean, the last 10 paintballs should only be shot if you're
10
getting
people.
run down or you're running somebody
right,
down or the
at
guy's
least
running
trading.
through your bunker.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing more frustrating than you look over your buddy's like, I got no paint, bro.
Yeah, that's the worst.
I got no paint. You're like, really? So you quit?
Great. Well, I'm on the other side of the field.
Yeah.
I cannot throw you a pot.
So you quit, right? You just decided to shoot all your paint, and now you're just going to quit. Cool.
That's when you look at him and be like, all right, then can you just run forward and start,
great.
just be the paint
Draw
magnet?
the fire.
Can you
Draw the
please be the
fire.
paint magnet, because I still have paintballs. All right, here we go.
See what CEP can do here.
CEP on the red side of the field, and looks like they're going to take some ground. They go outside wide. Oh, they get a body clip, though, trying to get out to that D
Shoot one,
side.
lose one.
They do match the aggression. They actually beat Haber here into the X. And he jumps up, checks off on that D lane. They lose another player, though. Here's the back bunker here on the X side, also taking the walk. So not looking good here for CEP.
Haber going right
he's
forward.
going to come down.
Oh, and he gets alive, Matt.
Beautiful job by Dave Haber here, taking over the attack on the X side. Chicago Distortion already with this 1 point lead. Looks like it's about to be 2 here.
3-pack for Haber.
Haber feasting in this one with some style points too. Crawls up and then with the left-handed.
CEP's got to concede this. Okay, they do. Still going to be almost 3 minutes left, Matt. 2 point match. Haber's really playing well here.
Yeah, Haber's looking good. Wank's looking good. Pretty much all of Distortion's looking pretty good. And CEP's not looking bad, but just like we talked about, just a little bit.
Yeah, they lost the guy going to the corner.
Just a little. The survivability is lacking just a little bit. They made the corner and the guy dies out of that spot. We talked about how, talk about paint magnets. That back bunker on the X side is a paint magnet. There's a ton of bunkers that can shoot at that guy, but he can also shoot at a lot of bodies too. It's the blessing and the curse of that spot. But we are going to be seeing quite a few bodies die out of that position. So 2 minutes in between points here.
True X ball.
CEP starting to run out of time here. Semi-pro match is going down on center court here at the Golden State Open. I'm Matty Marshall with Rich Telford. Next up, we got the ML Kings taking the field against Level. We just brought up those two teams.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, so with Level, Level very impressive early on in their pro careers, getting all the way to a 3rd place, but past couple events, they have not looked crisp. They did not do well in the blind layout in Texas, so they're going to try to get another look at it here. But firepower to firepower, as far as the offense is concerned, this could be a fun one because both the ML Kings are probably the most aggressive team in the game. Level's right behind them. That should be a fun one. Also in that set is Blast Camp taking on the Titans. Titans coming all the way from New Zealand for this one.
Hey, good job, guys. Thanks for coming over. Matt will buy you guys a beer tonight after the event.
I would definitely do that. One of the guys on the Titans, I kind of felt bad for him. He looked a little grumpy. because after the long flight from New Zealand.
This 7-day flight.
It's his first time to California. He lands in LAX and then drives through the the most boring drive in all of California, the 5 freeway. Up the Central Valley.
Got some Bakersfield?
So he was like in his, I can't do a New Zealand accent, but he's like, I'm like, are you all right? He's like, that was the most boring drive ever. I'm like, what happened? He's like, we landed in LAX, just got out of the car, we just drove all the way up here. I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry.
Come up the coast, bro.
He's like, I was so excited, my first time in California, and all it was just
Sucker.
orchards and dust as far as
you thought
see.
palm trees. You thought palm trees and movie stars.
You went the wrong way,
You
man.
in the Valley, Holmes.
Should have landed a day early, taken the coastal route.
Or
you would have loved it.
You could have flown into San Francisco.
Yeah.
Had a wonderful meal.
Yeah, there you go.
Hung out
much closer
Hung
drive.
out on the coast a little bit and come over. He should call us next time. We'll tell him. Down by 2. CEP needs to mount some offense here. Less than 3 minutes.
Well, CEP going to try to take the corner again here on the blue side on a split screen breakout. The double up the back center.
Oh, they get 1. They get
2. Great break here for CEP with 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. They have a chance.
First point we haven't seen Haber in the 50X.
Yeah, so Distortion, as Rich just said, holds Haber up for the very first time, and it ends up costing them 2 bodies. They go defensive play. It does not work, at least so far. They do have a 2-point cushion, though, but it is a 5-on-3 situation.
Yeah. It's just, CEP should win this point. It's just, are they going to be able to win this point with enough time to play another point?
CEP took some early ground on that D side, getting to the inside 50. It's a little inset over there if you're getting a first look here at this field, and now they're going to send 2 bodies into the same spot in the wedge. That's not ideal.
They definitely drew that up last night in the game plan.
Yeah, that was an audible, because you typically don't want 2 guys in the same spot.
Well, and if they pinch the guy out of the corner, both the guys on the towers are looking this way, so they can just walk down that side of the field.
I mean, I guess, hey, you got a guy looking both ways, right? So, oh, did it work out? Number 3, did he get the kill on D1?
He got him. Yeah, he got him.
Okay, so that's looking pretty good here for CEP. He's gonna run through, get 1, come around and blast 2. 3 trails right behind him to clear it out.
1 minute, 35 seconds, 39 seconds.
Nicely executed. It all started with that break, though. Nice off-the-break shots for CEP to get those first 2 kills and then make the most of that high body situation.
Yeah, and shutting down Haber on the break obviously was a big advantage.
It is interesting that they finally hold Haber up, and then that's how he gets shot. Going to the 50, no problem, but trying to get into
in the back,
try to get into box 1, and that's a problem.
That's way harder.
3-4 is the score. Yeah, CP.
Again, 2 minutes between the points.
It's going to come down to this break. If CP can get, if they can shoot a body and get 5 bodies out alive, they still got a pretty good chance.
Yep.
And if it's a 5-on-5 situation, then definitely in favor of Distortion. I'm wondering now, though, Rich, is do you just send Haber back up?
Yes.
Yeah, right? I think
obviously.
so.
Well, I don't know why they didn't send him last time.
Yes. Yeah, all right, guys, let's
You getting shotgun up there?
Just take the back spots and just hold them off. That did not work out.
You getting pressure going up there? No, not at all. Okay, I want you to hide in the back.
All right, go to box 1 then. So
White's back behind us trying to get some calories in him right now, eating some granola bars. But guys.
Yeah, we're in X-Ball because if you guys just tuned in, the Notorious in the Crisis match had a 10-minute long point where White who plays the snake side, which is now the X side here at this event on this beautiful, fun, chaotic-looking layout. Yeah, that's about as many calories as you can expend. So White's over here.
Lucky he's not a big dude. Big guy couldn't have made that many moves.
Yeah, that's the best I've ever seen anyone play, and it didn't work out in their favor.
God must really hate him. Paintball gods are not happy with White
Accidentally ran over some puppies on his way here.
Okay, I cheated on my taxes, all right? Jesus, I thought everybody else was doing it. I'll do better next year.
Yeah, and then with CEP, do you think they take ground or go heavy guns again? Heavy guns work.
Heavy guns
them.
on the break.
Yeah,
that one break out there where they did the 3 in the back, I think they do that again and then just release and go.
I like the heavy guns with the 1 body pushing towards the D side.
Yep.
In that last point, I'd probably run that same game plan.
Yeah, and it's hard not to if it works, right?
Because you think that Distortion is going to change theirs because their last game plan did not work out, so they're probably not going to run.
They're going to go back to their bread and butter.
Yeah, they're going to go back to that. But I like that last game plan that CEP went. Just you do need to deal with Haber, though, knowing they're probably going to go back to sending him up here. Maybe they won't, but, I mean, he made it 5 times in a row and playing
shot
offense.
2 or 3 people a couple of those
defense,
points.
and that's the only time that it cost him his body. So probably going to go with that again. Or maybe not. Maybe we see something new out here. About to find out in 30 seconds. Who do you got in the ML Kings level match?
I'm gonna go with the ML Kings.
ML Kings only have 6 guys. No Betancourt. They got our boy.
Yeah.
Ryan Hoskinson, aka
Hosky. He's like, I let you guys slide on the last name thing. I'm like, oh, thanks, Ryan. We are both significantly larger than you are, so we will be messing up your name as much as we want.
Hosky, I think I got that down now. It is funny that your name's hard to say when you have a nickname that's shorter because no one can say your last name.
Yeah. Distortion losing one now, losing a second, Maddie.
Oh,
3-on-5 advantage for CEP, and Haber's gonna get shot right in the back.
CEP went with they went with the same exact game plan. They go heavy on that D side, they get early to the 50, and then start attacking over here. Perfect for CEP if they can close it out. They got
5-on-2, Maddie.
Ton of time here, and Distortion just dropping the ball here with 2 bad breaks in a row, squandering this 2-point spread.
Yeah, they let Distortion fill the X corner, which was a mistake, but they're still gonna win this point.
Great execution here for CEP.
Minute or so probably left here. Ooh, last guy gets close quarter combat.
Yeah, poor Wank in that back corner. I mean, there's not much you can do there. Just hoping that somebody they're not going to concede it. So you're just
he made a great fill getting out there.
Well, 2 quick ones here for CEP. And going to be 4-4. And probably going to see a overtime point as well.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Because now they're...
Unless we see some flags early.
Yeah, we haven't seen a penalty at all.
Oh, great. Thanks, Matt. Thanks.
Which is a little peculiar to go through an entire set and have no
not really. I mean, usually we get through a couple sets before the referees kind of wake up and be like, hey, you know what? I've had just about enough of you. Boom.
All right, I've seen it one too many times. The red flag of death's coming out.
I tried to give you guys a little bit of rope, and guess what? You hung yourselves.
Setting the precedent early. Yeah, I really haven't seen. I mean, there was a couple that might have been, you know,
that weird one earlier.
Yeah, right. There was another one over there on the D side that could have been a minor, but I like that the refs are letting them play it out a little bit. But we really haven't seen anything crazy yet. It's been pretty clean paintball so far. I doubt that that's going to continue. It's just typically not.
I just can't see it. Well, and I like these events too because it's a little bit. It's not like the tension of a full major event. You know, it's a little bit more relaxed, a little bit calmer.
It kind of reminds me of some of the regional events. It just depends though on who we're talking about because you know some of those regional events, those guys take it as seriously as you possibly
a little too
can.
seriously.
But kind of like a college event back in the day.
Yeah, the NCPA championships or whatever. Yeah, it's definitely more mellow. A little bit more relaxed. Everyone's a little bit lighter.
Yeah, just good vibes, though.
Yeah,
vibes.
man.
We're out here at Capitol Edge and getting blessed with a little bit of chilly Central Valley morning air here before it starts heating up.
I was going to say, anybody who's been here for the last couple of days setting up, they're appreciating this cold weather.
Yeah, it's going to be probably maybe 92-ish this afternoon, but not until 1 or 2 o'clock.
So you've probably been here 5 or 6 times. Okay. I've probably been here 100 times. And this is definitely the nicest it's ever been at this time of the year.
Yeah, this is that perfect paintball weather.
By the way, Tom Cole, if you're listening, the spring around here is beautiful.
A little chilly in the spring, actually.
The fall, beautiful.
Fall and spring is nice. Summer,
July,
winter.
August, a little hot. A little hot.
Yeah, we call the Central Valley the Midwest of California. It's really cold.
The armpit of California.
In the winter and really hot in summer.
That's why the men, you know, live up north and the soft boys live down south, where it's always 72 degrees.
Hey, my family's from up here, but we intelligently moved.
Yeah. Back when your family was strong, they lived up here. Because they were so smart, they moved down south and got soft. Yeah, no, I know the way that works.
Hey, my grandpa grew up in Lodi, and he was like, peace, I'm out.
Thank you.
After the war, he was like, yeah, I've had enough of the Central Valley.
Listen, I would never move and never go anywhere else other than Modesto. But once my kids are out of school.
10 seconds to go here, tied up 4-4. CEP and Distortion, good little battle to start out this event.
Yeah, good back and forth, man.
I think there's a good chance of us seeing an overtime point here.
I think so,
only
too.
52 seconds left. Depends on the break, though.
Yeah, everyone's going to hide. 4-on-5 advantage. CEP loses their first one.
After 2 good ones in a row, CEP does take an early walk, but they go right again up to that 50, and he's going to get a free shot here on Haber.
Yeah, so Haber's going to, he gets up there slow. The other guy's got his gun up. There's 2 points in a row. The guys beat him to the 50 and beat him with his gun up.
Yeah, but he missed a shot on Haber.
He did miss his shot, yep. Should have given Haber a little bit more.
Yeah, I think we are going to see an overtime point.
Yeah.
If Haber had got shot, that still would have made it 4-4. So, yeah, I think that we're gonna, yeah, just 19 seconds left. Should be an overtime situation here, confronting us shortly. Oh, look at this though. Distortion trying to win it with 10 seconds left. Haber's gonna launch. Haber's gonna run through. The center's gonna get one. Got to be careful not to get a penalty.
He was smart, didn't get that penalty.
He also didn't get that second kill. Time is going to expire. Distortion, a couple of them dying on their swords on the D side after Haber's run through in the middle. Wank was still alive over here,
Yeah,
so even though they gave it a shot, needed maybe another.
Wank did the whole wait until there's
seconds.
like 1 second to go, though, instead of wait until there's like 10 seconds where you can actually do something.
But you know what, though? With the way that that shook out, he did time it, I felt, nicely because he was following up his players running up on the D side. They just needed another 15 seconds or so. So we're going to reset, be 5-on-5 here with 5 minutes on the clock in this overtime point between Distortion and CEP.
Like to see Haber get to that X like he was doing earlier and just get his gun up earlier, because the last 2 or 3 points that CEP guys on this tape and on the other tape have beat him there.
Or, yeah, like you said, get your gun up earlier. What does that mean? Well, the second you get to that 50, the first thing you need to worry about, knowing that for 3 points in a row now, CEP has gone to that 50, brick on the other side into the V. That's your, just pop up and shoot that lane immediately.
And he's going there to cancel Haber out. They're like, hey, I can't shoot him on the break. Where else can we try to get Haber from?
And that's a great reposition from CEP. I like the strategy that CEP is throwing out here.
But now Distortion has to come back with the next move, right? Yeah. Now, hey, how are they shutting you down? Oh, now they're going to go here, they're do this. What do we do to counter that?
But to speak to your point about Haber getting his gun up a little bit earlier here, because in the first couple points, he wasn't shooting that gap long enough between D1 and D3 or D2 and D3, which could have produced some kills. And then if he had popped up and immediately shot that lane, because this happened 3 points in a row now, he would have got that kill.
And easy for us to see up here, right?
Yep.
It's crystal clear for us, not as crystal clear for him, though.
Well, of course. And but I mean, that's kind of our job. And also for everyone out there watching at home, trying to figure this field out, just something to keep.
There's a great shot there.